everyone, it's Froggy, and I'm back again with another episode of Hakuoki Kyoto Winds. So let's go ahead and continue. I watched them raise their bloody swords, the moon glinting off the metal. Then there was a flash of light, and the soft splash of blood. I could feel it, warm and sticky. Bile began to rise in my throat, but before disgust took hold, I heard a voice. The words suggested disappointment, but the voice sounded happy. As he spoke, the strange man smiled, almost as if he were enjoying himself. He laughed. The man called Sato sighed with the air of a long-suffering companion and looked at me.
でもさ、あいつらがこの子を殺しちゃうまで黙って見てれば、僕たちの手間も省けたんじゃないかな。
His tone was light, but it confirmed my fears. I may have escaped the schemes of the Ronin, but I was ensnared by something much darker.
さあな。少なくともその判断は俺たちが下すべきものではない。
Huh? Then who was in charge of these two? Their conversation led me to believe that they were part of an organization. As I thought about it, I recalled hearing about men with blue coats. My thoughts were interrupted by a dark shape sliding into view. Oh. I swallowed hard. The moonlight shone off his smooth, dark hair. For reasons I couldn't fathom, in the moment, the light on his hair made me think of the wistfulness of flower petals. It was almost as if the cherry trees were blooming out of season.
運のないやつだ。
His voice was cold and quiet, like a blade of ice. Blue-white moonlight lit his slender face and shone from the blade pointed at my chest. But it wasn't the sword making my breath catch. It was his eyes. They were fierce and hard, but somewhere behind them, I could catch a glimpse of something else. There could be no doubt that he was prepared to kill me, and yet he looked troubled. Not kindness, but perhaps mercy?
いいか、逃げるなよ。背を向ければ切る。
I nodded. There was no doubt that he meant every word he said. He stared at me for a moment, then grimaced and put his sword away, sighing. What? I was too surprised to stop myself from speaking, and it quickly became apparent that I wasn't the only one.
あれ？いいんですか、土方さん。この子、さっきの見ちゃったんですよ。
As he spoke to the man he called Hijikata, his eyes narrowed. The man called Hijikata frowned back at him.
いちいち余計なことを喋るんじゃねえよ。下手な話を聞かせちまうと、始末せざるを得なくなるだろうが。
It was clear enough that what I'd seen was something they wanted to keep hidden. The more they said, the more I got it, and it was clear none of us wanted such a thing.
この子を生かしておいても、厄介なことにしかならないと思いますけどね。
The way he looked at me made me feel as if he'd read my mind.
とにかく殺せばいいってもんじゃねえだろう。こいつの処分は帰ってから決める。
俺は副長の判断に賛成です。ここに長く留まれば、他の者に見つかるかもしれない。
Then he looked down at the creature he'd killed, as though he'd forgotten the whole ordeal.
こうも血に狂うとは、やはり実務に使える代物ではないようです。
頭の痛え話だ。
He peered down at the corpse, his face an emotionless mask. When he looked back up at his companions, however, his eyes narrowed.
つうかお前ら、土方とか副長とか呼んでんじゃねえよ。伏せろ。
へえ、伏せるも何も、この大服を着てる時点で、バレバレだと思いますけど。
He was right. Even I had heard stories about a gang of cruel men in blue coats who cut people down in the streets, but I didn't know how to confront the dilemma of pretending I didn't see any of those horrors. My mind swirled through a pool of worries and thoughts, almost as if I was being drawn into their world. A world where there was nothing strange in carrying on a normal conversation in the dead of night with corpses for company.
死体の処理はいかように。肉体的な異常は特に現れていないようですが。
Hijikata thought for a moment before he spoke.
羽織だけ脱がせとけ。あとは観察の方で何とかする。
承知しました。
新選組の大使が切り殺されてるなんて、僕たちにとっても一大事ですしね。
He gave a derisive bark of laughter.
あとはここにいた奴が黙ってりゃ、世間も勝手に納得してくれるだろうよ。
He looked directly at me, and I got the distinct feeling his words weren't for his companions. It was common for people to be murdered in Kyoto. It was a dangerous city, after all. I knew that, of course. But to see it happen? That was something else entirely. If death was such an easy thing in Kyoto, I thought, then the city itself must surely be bad.
ねえ、ところでさ、助けてあげたのに、お礼の一つもないの？
Huh? I didn't realize right away he was speaking to me. When I did, my eyes went wide. What do you mean, you saved me? Well, he did have a point. Despite their threats, they saved my life. I stood up as steadily as I could manage, brushed some dirt off my clothes and bowed. Thank you very much. I apologize for not thanking you earlier. There was so much going on, I was a little confused. I glanced up at them tentatively. The man called Hajime also looked confused. His eyes were wide, and he had an expression I couldn't place. Hijikata looked as though he'd taken a bite of something sour. I sighed deeply before continuing. I know it seems weird to say that, but he told me I should say thanks, so I looked up. Sato and Hijikata both stared pointedly at anything but me, and the third man was shaking with laughter.
あ、ごめん。そうだよね。僕が言ったんだもんね。
He broke out into laughter again, so much so that he was forced to wipe a few tears from his eyes as he straightened up.
どういたしまして。僕は沖田総司と言います。礼儀正しい子は嫌いじゃないよ。
Thank you for helping me. Not quite sure what else to do, I bowed again.
君を助けてくれたのが斎藤はじめくん。それで、こっちの偉そうなのが。
わざわざ紹介してんじゃねえよ。
副長、お気持ちはわかりますが、まず移動を。
Whatever mirth was inspired was gone. The man called Sato now spoke with quiet urgency. The man named Okita grabbed hold of my wrist, smiled, and led us down the street. His grip was a touch too tight to be friendly, his fingers like iron cables around my arm. There was no question about my situation. I quickly picked up on the notion that if I were to run, I would be killed instantly. My life was in the hands of these strange men. I set my jaw and stood up as straight as I could. My eyes crept up from the blood-stained coat and met Sato's gaze.
己のために最悪を想定しておけ。刺していいようには転ばない。
His words were like a dagger in my stomach. What was going to happen to me? Was I going to die? As we walked through the bleak Kyoto night, I felt horror crawl its way up my spine once again. The cause of my horror wasn't the gruesome end that awaited me, but something else entirely. I spoke with these men and watched them speak, standing next to a warm corpse soaked in blood. That I had done such a thing terrified me in an altogether different way. Perhaps this is what it's like to go mad. Achievement unlocked. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. January 1864. Well, I think this is a good place to end this episode, so I'm going to end it here for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos from me, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.